Welcome back to the Evolving Warfighter. My name is Dr. Franklin Annis, and I can say I'm right in the middle of a big march to raise money for an exceptional resiliency program called Before Operational Stress. I can say it's been a remarkable march so far. I started at 5 p.m. last night. It got a lot colder last night than I had originally been predicted. And unfortunately, the extra snivel gear that I was carrying wasn't enough to keep me warm and dry. So mile marker 26 last night, I had to call it quits for a while, go to a place where I could get warm and get out of my clothes weather gear, get my gear dried off, and head back out later on today to complete the march. But I can say that I'll very happily complete more than 40 miles before this march is over. And the reason I'm out here today, like I said, is to raise money for an exceptional resiliency program called Before Operational Stress. And this was designed by Dr. Megan McGallerin. Now, most military resiliency programs cover basic resiliency issues like positive thinking, maybe meditation, but they really don't go into a philosophy to understand how you can suppress emotion when you're dealing with very traumatic situations where you have to make life-changing decisions, but how to deal with the emotions when you get into a safe environment, like the Before Operational Stress program. Now, Dr. Megan McGallerin has drawn upon the ancient Stoic philosophy, which has very deep connections with the field of psychology, to build her program. And while most people think of Stoic philosophy or Stoicism through our popular understanding as an individual that's kind of cold or emotionless, the ancient Stoic philosophy was really about learning how to deal with one's thoughts and emotions and how to use them appropriately together to get the best results. So what Megan McGallerin is presenting in this program is a way to deal with the trauma of being a first responder, and it's been tested in Canada through first responders, veterans, police officers, firefighters, but how to come back home and when you're in a safe environment, deal and work through that traumatic experience that you went through. And having these tools before you get exposed to trauma is much better than facing trauma and not having them and having to go years before you find the right way to solve the issues that you're going through. And that's one of the reasons why I'm out here today marching. Now, close to a decade ago when I deployed and came back home, I didn't have a resiliency program like this, one that's clinically proven to reduce anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, one that could improve overall well-being in veterans. Unfortunately, I came back home. Like many other veterans, I had problems dealing with the experiences of my deployment. Had a lot of negative reactions with my families because my inability to deal appropriately with those traumas or those emotions. But it was only through my personal study of philosophy that I find a way to kind of help resolve some issues and get the right type of treatment. Now, it's exceptional that Dr. Megan McGallerin is really presenting this program before someone goes through that traumatic experience and really gives them the tools to solve the problems immediately after they go through that traumatic experience. Not only is it teaching veterans how to deal with negative emotions, but really bringing the veteran community together so they can experience these emotions together. They can share what they're feeling. They can understand if they're having trouble, that there's not this negative stereotype around seeking help, that it's perfectly natural to have kind of issues after going through traumatic experiences, and it's absolutely the correct thing to do to seek treatment and help if you need it. And that's the wonderful thing about the Before Operational Stress program. So I'm happy to say I teamed up with Wounded Warrior Canada, and anyone that wants to make a donation, I would be deeply appreciated if you would consider supporting this program. You can find the donation link at the bottom of the screen or in the description of this video. Any donation that you make will go directly to supporting a Canadian veteran go through this wonderful program and experience the positive after effects of having gone through this experience. And it's exceptional to know that the Canadian military and the first responder community is being introduced to this program at the very beginning of their career and will have better resources to deal with the traumatic experiences of being a first responder in their community. And I really want to support this program because I believe it's the next generation of resiliency program for the military or first responder community, and I'd love to see it come south across the border and start helping American veterans. So with that, I'm going to grab my ruck and head back down the trail and finish my 40+ miles for the day. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, focus on your self-development so we can dominate the modern battlefield, and I'll see you out on the trails. Thank you.